Yo, what up, Street Talks? Eric Kim. So, some thoughts. So, all right. So I'm gonna call this the COVID lifestyle. So, obviously, there's a lot of things that sucks with COVID-19, but this is why I thought that was very interesting. Right now, we are actually currently having the opportunity to do the ultimate life experiment, which is the uber minimalist, uber simple, frictionless, remote, digital lifestyle known to man. So let me kind of explicate some of my thoughts. So first and foremost, the closest experience I actually had to living to COVID, in America at least, is kind of a combination of when I was living in Japan, combination of Vietnam, and actually being in Cuba. So the thing that's very interesting about Cuba is that there's effectively, with Cuba, it's the ultimate simple lifestyle in the sense that, obviously there's no internet, Amazon Prime, there's no food deliveries. It's kind of hard to find food. You're not gonna starve to death. And also what's interesting is there's kind of not that much to do. And there's obviously no internet and no Wi-Fi, so there's no distractions. And while we're living in Vietnam, our lifestyle was pretty simple. We lived in a hotel. Every day just go to the same coffee shop, do some creative work, have a nice dinner together, whatever. And actually, when we were living in Japan, we were actually in Kyoto, Uji, Osaka for a bit. It was kind of interesting because we would actually practice like pseudo social distancing, in which we would go like a week without talking to any other person in English because we don't know Japanese. So we're kind of used to it for the most part. And also considering that, at least for myself, my work is internet-based business, blah, blah. And, the other day I went to the grocery market, picked up some groceries at the local Chinese market. And that was actually it was a nice experience. They handed out gloves, actually handed out free face masks. And so the whole process was actually pretty relaxed and chill. There wasn't really a sense of pandemonium or anything, so at least +1 for going to like the Asian or ethnic markets. So life has actually become, for me at least, hyper simplified. It's like there's no distractions, in terms of doing creative works. I'm in my apartment, or I'm going on a walk, I'm doing my internet stuff, blogging, vlogging, shooting photos. So it's like, for me, it kind of feels like business as usual, except, obviously like nothing's open. And you still see people walking around the streets and kind of doing stuff and living life. And for me, the biggest downside is, I don't have a gym, so I can't work on my deadlifts, whatever. But as a consequence, it's actually forced me and Cindy to be a little more creative and innovative. Like now, whenever I'm going to walk around the block, I look for random rails or surfaces where I could do chin-ups, pull-ups, dips, stuff like that. I was able to luckily procure 2 to 60-pound dumbbells, so I've just been doing a lot of dumbbell presses at home. And I just kind of realized I'm just kind of appreciating more kind of like random stuff that I've been seeing around, and also using this opportunity to just be more grateful. And I've been reading more, I've been thinking more, and there's just kind of fewer distractions. So yeah, I just feel that this could be a really good opportunity for us to be creative, for us to start thinking, and for us to kind of challenge what we used to think was it, and to think about new modes of living life and so forth. So I think, yeah, the world is like, it's really truly a brave new world. It's like kind of this new kind of pseudo post-apocalyptic world. And once again, like, I don't think things will ever go back to normal. Like, things right now are gonna, like, because I think the big thing is that, like, it's not even like the disease, it's kind of more a social fabric, or more of like social etiquette or social distancing, technology, the internet, whatever. And actually right now, the whole COVID thing, the reason why it's been so disruptive isn't just so much of a disease thing. It's actually a product of globalization, is that so much of us is traveling for work. And how is it that the virus is able to spread so quickly? Is because, people travel a lot, and a lot of our jobs depended on travel, going from places to places, and also just in terms of our cultural values. We now see, traveling as the nouveau riche thing to do. Is not about buying a house or buying an expensive car or whatever. It's about buying the newest iPhone and, traveling and, kind of, documenting your life experiences, or, sharing it on social media and whatever. So now, it seems that a lot of us are just kind of living in fear, kind of stuck inside our apartments all day. So I would actually say, use this opportunity to become a philosopher, to think, to reflect on life, to, just ask yourself, what's really important to your life and what isn't so important to your life. And essentially to not waste none of your life on no basic shit. So I think pre-COVID, our lives are so basic, and you're just think about the next consumerist, capitalist thing to do, to go to the mall. And I don't think capitalism and consumerism is a bad thing. I think it's capitalism, consumerism is far better than communism or extreme socialism or whatever. But to me, the biggest downside was, most of it was just kind of a whack distraction. Is that, all the time we fantasize about buying the newest iPhone or buying the newest Lamborghini or Porsche or BMW, whatever, is kind of time that you could spend, creating something, making something new, and using this opportunity to empower yourself. So, I really think that right now could be the ultimate time to be alive. And, obviously there's so many downsides that's coming with COVID right now. But at the same time, there's so many new philosophical inquiries, ways to think about life, and a little bit of everything. So obviously it's easy for us to bemoan the negatives, but I would encourage you to use this chance to think more turbo thoughts, start your website, blog, start YouTubing, sharing vlogs, whatever it may be, creating creative artworks. If you're stuck in quarantine, make artworks with your iPad, your iPhone. If you don't own an iPad, I encourage buying one. You could probably get one for, I think you could buy it brand new on the Apple Store for $330. Just vlog on your iPhone or your Samsung or your Android, whatever it may be. If you want to start a website or a blog, bluehost.com, install wordpress.org. And or make a slideshow in iMovie, make beats in GarageBand. I personally like to use Procreate on the iPad, or even ZenBrush 2 for calligraphy. So right now could be the ultimate chance for you to augment your creative modes of expression, and know that the future is much brighter than we think it's dark.